All right, so Cardano's price has struggled to break above 75 cents per token for the last 5 tries. But now I think things are going to be a little bit different, because right now in the crypto space, we're seeing a lot of bullish catalysts that's going to help propel Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and all of your favorite altcoins to potentially record highs, specifically because what we're seeing with tariffs and monetary policies. Because if we're looking at what's going on in the crypto space, Bitcoin's right below $95,000 per coin. Ethereum's right around $1,800 per token. And if we're looking at what's been going on, we saw this massive drop when Trump announced tariffs. Bitcoin, stock market, everything just crashed. But we've seen Bitcoin's price bounce back a lot faster, because many people are predicting that Bitcoin is going to continue to have a growing role as a hedge against geopolitical risks. And that may solidify its transition from a speculative asset to a functional monetary tool. This is something that analysts are predicting is going to bring a lot of liquidity into the crypto space, because the recent surge in tariffs that we have seen is like positioning Bitcoin as something outside of government control, outside of government policy, and that could bring a lot more money into the space. And we're already seeing that happen. A lot of top analysts, a lot of institutions are starting to invest more and more into Bitcoin because of what's going on with geopolitical risks, what's going on with the US, and just finding assets that aren't directly linked from the dollar. So if we're looking at what's going on with Bitcoin, we can see that in terms of the Bitcoin, I wanted to quickly interrupt today's video to bring you a word from our channel partner, which is a small cap company that trades on the NASDAQ called Thumbs Up Media Corporation, symbol TZUP. And Thumbs Up operates a platform that rewards everyday users for promoting businesses across social media. And as of their latest update, they've already brought on over 800 advertisers actively using their platform. But here's what really stood out to me. So Thumbs Up is now developing a new division focused on AI to AI advertising. It's called Gibberlink Advertising, or Gibber Ads. And the idea is to let AI agents generate and deliver personalized real-time offers from local businesses directly to users, and an entirely new approach in the ad tech space. They've even filed a patent for this technology, and the system is already under development. So Thumbs Up holds a Bitcoin reserve on top of this, and they continue to push forward in the ad tech and creator economy sectors. So I'll keep an update on what's happening with Gibber Ads as they develop it. And as of right now, this is a project and this is a company that is trading on the NASDAQ and is doing something extremely different in the artificial intelligence space. So it's definitely worth checking out. Anyways, let's get back to the program. Right now, Bitcoin's right around $94,600 per token. If you look at it over on CoinMarketCap, you can see that this is up pretty significantly from where it was just a few weeks ago. We saw Bitcoin's price drop at the beginning of April to around $75,000 per token, and now we're up around 15% over the last month. From its lows, we're up even more than that. But if we're looking at what's going on with Cardano and the overall market, we're also seeing one major trend take place, and that is that institutions and whales are acquiring more and more crypto. MicroStrategy recently acquired 15,355 Bitcoin worth approximately $1.42 billion. That was just a couple of days ago. Right now, they hold a total of 553,555 Bitcoin, and their average purchase price for all of them is around $68,000 per Bitcoin. But so if we're looking at Bitcoin, we're seeing that institutions are continuing to double down on their positions, buying more and more right now. And it's not just MicroStrategy. We're seeing a lot of companies do the same thing. Similarly, we're seeing with Cardano, whales are loading up on Cardano as well, which could help it potentially surpass that 75 cents per token barrier that I talked about earlier in the video. Because if we're looking at Cardano, there's two key things going on. The first is that we're seeing whales accumulate more and more. So data from Sentiment shows that large Cardano holders, whales holding between 10 million and 100 million ADA, are now in control of 35.5% of the total supply. up from around 33% in January. So we've seen them continuously add more and more to their holdings since January, which is very nice to see, especially with all the market volatility. Not only this though, but wallets holding between 1 million and 10 million data have also grown, and now they account for nearly 16% of the total supply. So we're seeing whales across all levels, from 1 million to 10 million, 10 million to 100 million, all levels. We're seeing that whales are adding to their positions, doubling down, and not selling anything. And that is historically a very, very bullish sign for the market. We've never seen a bear market when whales are continuing to add to their position. That's just not something that happens. So seeing this makes me very confident that we're going to continue to see record high prices, continue to see prices appreciate in the remainder of 2025. Other thing going on with Cardano is that we recently saw a golden cross pattern form on the 4-hour chart. This is something that is very bullish because we've seen that Cardano's price has hit that 75 cents per token resistance for a couple of times now. It's done this since the beginning of March and has failed to cross above it on the 6-hour chart. So if we're looking at this is something that's very bullish because now we're coupling what's going on with whale accounts, we're coupling what's going on with the overall market. We're seeing more liquidity come into the space. I think this could be the time that we do see Cardano break above that 75 cents per token number and hold above that, because we did break above it like March 2nd, but we have not been able to hold above that level. It's acted as a very strong resistance, but I think this time, with more liquidity coming into the market, with what's going on with tariffs, I think it's going to help push Cardano's price higher. Last few things I want to go over is going to be what's been going on in the stock market space, specifically with stablecoin issuer Circle. So the company behind USDC, one of the largest stablecoins in the crypto space, they filed for their IPO back at the beginning of April. And so this is important because while everything's going on with tariffs, while everything's going on with volatility, we are still seeing these major companies, some of the biggest names in the crypto space, talk about going public and have plans of going public. So once we see Circle go public later in 2025, I'm expecting more and more capital to come into the crypto space, because seeing one of these major names have an IPO is only going to help with trust in the crypto space, bring more money from institutions into the crypto space. There's really no negatives for seeing stablecoin issuer Circle have their IPO. And the last thing I do want to go over is going to be with some trades I have going on. I do have this trade open for Ordi right now. And Ordi, it's, Ordinals. It's a company that is pretty closely linked to what's going on with Bitcoin, because they are Bitcoin NFTs. And if you look at this project, I've been buying it. I did sell it once, but I've been buying it a lot since right around $5.70 per token. I had bought it right here. You can see average buy price at $5.84, bought a little more at $5.85, and I've been continuing to accumulate this on the way higher. Currently, I am up around, I'm up around $88,000 on this trade. You could see it right here. It says it had 20x leverage. It's up $88,000. I'm expecting Ordinals to be able to break through that $10 per token range very, very soon. If we look at what's going on, let's get rid of some of these unnecessary lines. If we get rid of what's going on, if we see what's going on with Ordinals, you can see that right now it is holding just above this key support that is right at around $8 per token. So I think as long as we're able to maintain and hold above this level, I think it's very likely that we are going to see it start to rally towards those previous 2025 highs. I think we're going to see it rally to around $10.70 per token. We did see it spike around $9.30, but right now with what's going on with more liquidity coming into the space, I think it's very likely that we're going to see it bounce off of this level right here and continue then to rally higher. We tested this level a couple of times over the past few months, and so that is why I have purchased more recently. I started buying it really once it dropped to around $6 per token, but recently I have increased my position. We're up around $90,000, and I did want to share that with you guys.